For some reason, I've been doing a lot of videos on the Cypher system and where to start and what to buy and all that stuff and how to run the Cypher system on my channel for a while now, without realizing there's actually a starter set. And about 2 months, maybe 3 months ago, I saw this starter set on Facebook and I contacted Monte Cook Games if they wanted to send me a copy of the starter set, like a box starter set box thing, and so they did. Now it arrived on my doorstep and it is yet to be opened by me. I haven't taken a look at this, I just took it out of the cardboard box and I just want to do a unboxing, completely unscripted, first impressions unboxing of this starter set. Now, there's something that I should say about this, and that is, generally, for any game, I generally don't really like starter sets. And the main reason for that is, although there's often some cool stuff in there, for a lot of games, you buy a starter set and it is an investment you make. And then when you want to go and play the game, you're going to have to make the main investment anyway, the investment that you should have made from the start, in most cases. Now, that said, and I'm talking about different games, not only RPGs, but I'm also talking like certain, like, I don't know, Warhammer and that kind of stuff. Generally, I'm not really into starter sets. Now, that said, the Wizard of the Coast D&D 5e starter set in 2014, 2015, whenever that released, I think that was really good. It was a really in-depth adventure. There was a cool set of dice there. There were some cool pre-made characters there and all that stuff. And that is why I want to give this one a chance as well. If the stuff in here is pretty damn cool or whatever, I want to go deeper into this, I will make a separate video. This is just first impressions. I have no idea what's in here because I haven't read the back even. So, this is the Monte Cook Games Cypher System Starter Set. An introduction to the flexible, fast-paced, easy-to-run tabletop role-playing game that can power any adventure you imagine, by Monte Cook and Sean K. Reynolds. Right here, right? Some cool artwork, which is immediately I see science fiction-ish stuff, and I see a dragon. So I see two things that I like. I see a fantasy and I see science fiction. So let's read the back, right? Run any adventure you can imagine. So that really says like you can run anything, right? For the Cypher system. That's basically what the Cypher system is all about. You can run whatever scenario and whatever genre you want, and it will work with the Cypher system. So run any adventure you can imagine with ease and flexibility. And then there is this picture here of everything that should be inside, I think. The Cypher system is a critically acclaimed role-playing game system that powers any campaign in any genre. Important. Loaded for its elegance, ease of use, flexibility, and narrative focus, the Cypher system unleashes the creativity of GMs and players. So, what is in here? 10 pre-generated characters to get you started quickly. Or create your own. Okay, duh. But the 10 pre-generated characters, I really like pre-generated characters, by the way. 2 adventures take you into worlds of fantasy and science fiction. Plus, you get a 3rd downloadable adventure for free. That's great. 2 adventures take you into the worlds of fantasy and science fiction. So there's probably a fantasy adventure in here and a science fiction adventure in here, which is cool because they say there's 10 pre-generated characters, so there's probably 5 per genre, I think. These adventures work with as few players as 2 or something like that. Quick start components get you going with minimal prep. Complete Cypher system rules. Okay. XP cards, GM intrusion cards, and dice. Oh, there's dice in here. Oh shit, there's dice in here. That give you everything you need to start running, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, without further ado, let's open this thing up. And just, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't know it was a thing. I probably saw it before and ignored it because it is a starter set. Like, the words starter sets, oftentimes it just, like, scares me away when it just says starter set on something. So, that's probably what happened. I'm just gonna put this, how am I... Oh, it opens up like this. And then it slides out, I think. Oh, okay. So that's all. There's nothing left in here. So there's just like this cardboard box right here. Oh, I'm already seeing some stuff. I'm just going to put this right here. Let's do it like this. Let's just take everything out in like the... However Monte Cook Games wants us to take things out of this, right? So the first thing I see is a player's book, a flappy player's book, so a soft cover. No, it's like really thick cardboard. It's not like the same quality as like a real soft cover book, but it is like really hard cardboard. It's kind of something that I haven't felt that often yet. Player's book. Read this first. It says so right here. Read this first, right? So there's nothing to read on the back, but there is some really cool artwork on the back. There is this really wicked spider-like humanoid creature in here. Player's book. Welcome. How to play the Cypher system. Examples of play. Cyphers, character advancement, equipment. Holy shit, this is how to play the Cypher system. Okay, so they have the entire Cypher system rules in here, like the basic rules, applying effort, activating abilities, rerolls, skills, all of that stuff. The examples of play, which Monte Cook Games do really well. What ciphers are, if you don't know, ciphers are basically the magic items kinda of the Cypher system. Character advancement. They talk about character advancement, equipment, all of that stuff, weapons, armor, modern equipment is in here. Oh, wow. Fantasy equipment, sci-fi equipment. Holy shit, that's cool. Modern equipment is like a rifle, a scope, scuba gear, a tent, electric lantern, all that kind of stuff. Modifying and building characters. So your character sentence, characters types. There's a warrior is in here. The adept is in here. The explorer is in here. And then the speaker is in here. Now, something that I immediately see is that there's only one tier per character. Meaning that now there is a disclaimer with that, because one tier is like basically 4 levels, because in the Cypher system you level your character advances within level. The tiers are the levels of your character, but going up a tier is a really big step, and in between tiers you can do small steps of advancement. So this is you can play and build a tier 1 character and then do the 4 steps of advancement, and then you need to go to tier 2, and before by the time you are there, you're like 3 to 4 sessions in at least, which is a good thing. So there's only tier 1 in here, but a lot of people are like scared away by some books of like introductory books by the Cypher system for some settings that they only have like the first tier, but there's more gameplay to the first tier than you think, because there's advancement within advancement. I actually have a video on that. There's descriptors in here, so you can be a fast, sharp, exiled, honorable, stealthy, focus, like fuses flesh and steel, commands mental powers, masters defense, pilots StarCraft. This is actually it's only 32 pages thick, and it will get you a lot of sessions, like 3, 4, 5 sessions of gameplay. That is a Cypher system. It doesn't need a lot of pages in order to give you a lot of information, and the right amount of information to get you start playing, right? Cool. A player's book. This is for the players. Read this first. Game Master's book. There's again. Read this second. Literally says so right here. That's so cool. Read this second. It's again 32 pages, and it talks about running the game, what ciphers are, gem intrusions. Important. Creatures and adventures. There's 2 adventures in here. There is the fantasy adventure Creeping Ooze, and there is Gambit Station, a sci-fi adventure. So just like I said, there's a sci-fi and fantasy adventure in here, which is cool. I want to look at the GM intrusion and creatures part really quickly. So there's a GM intrusion here, and then they talk about cards that are supposed to be in here that you can use for that. And then there's creatures. They actually give some creatures: Abomination, Deinonychus, which are the velociraptors from Jurassic Park, Devil, Fusion Hound, War Droid, Zombie, all of those like starting creatures that you might need, and like you probably need these creatures for the adventures. And then there are adventures. Creeping Ooze is a 1, 2, 3. Wow, this is actually 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pages adventure. That's a longer adventure than it's not like a one shot. It's like a full length, like tier 1 adventure. Like you can, I mean, not full length tier 1 all the way tier 1, but like you can play it as a tier 1 and have a few sessions of fun. It's even like, this is something I'm really not used to from Monte Cook Games. It is actually mapping stuff out and actually having like these kinds of maps. I haven't seen these a lot in books from Monte Cook Games. So that's really cool. Really that like that fantasy. I want to review these. I want to read these and then do a separate video. If you want to see a separate video on the adventures that are in here and see if they are worth your while, because I don't know right now, make sure to hit a thumbs up under this video, subscribe under this video so it tells me whether or not you are interested in this particular content. Because if you subscribe under this video, the analytics tell me that. They tell me like, hey, people are subscribing under that specific video, so that's content that people want to see. So if you want to get like super rich by getting like millions of views, you should make that content. That's basically what it's all about. So there is a cheat sheet, pools, effort, edge, assets, and skills. What everything means, and it has a backside which says, oh, I can read it like from the camera: armor, weapon damage, and task difficulty. All right, that's cool. So armor, light armor has additional speed cost per level of effort +2, +3, and +4, right? So it's all in there. It's 1 armor, 2 armor, 3 armor. Weapon damage, light weapons 2, medium damage 4, heavy weapons 6. I'm gonna use these cheat sheets. I'm gonna use these in my games, especially for the armor, because I always forget that when people have armor, they need to spend additional speed per level of effort. I always completely forget that. So I got like this heavy armor dude walking around with like 3 damage reduction, but I completely forget they are worse at speed stuff. I always give them like disadvantage, like on swimming checks and climbing checks and stuff like that, because they have the high and stealth checks. But I really need to remember this. Oh, and light weapons easy attack roll. I completely forgot that light weapons easy attack roll. Whoops. Before you start, so there is this thing before you start. It's how to use the cool stuff in this set to have a great game. I like this. I really like it. So what I'm seeing right now is it guides you through it. It really does. It doesn't just give you a shit ton of stuff that is like, what is what? No, it's like, read this first. Read this second. Use all of this stuff in this way in order to get the best out of it. Put this cheat sheet next to you for when you don't know what something means. And then they go into pre-made characters, and like I said, there's 5 pre-made characters for a fantasy. So there's this woman with bow and... Is this a woman? I don't know if this is a woman. Tactics, doesn't say. Oh. Arenos. Well, that name doesn't really help me, but there's this person with a bow and an arrow, and there's this completely filled out tier 1 character sheet. And I like pre-made characters. I really like pre-made characters. I, as a player, love playing pre-made characters. I just love that. I just love getting what I'm getting and then playing what I'm getting and then building upon what I'm getting, right? So there's this. There's another person who's more like, I don't know what they are. They are a speaker, a clever speaker. The first one was an explorer. There's this one who is a honorable warrior, who masters defense, so the tank of the group, if you want. There's also, ooh, this one is so cool. This one's so cool. Rallen, a learned adept who bears a halo of fire. Look at this. She's so cute. Oh, she's cute. This is so cool. It's really cool. Rallen. What's Rallen? Well, again, I think it's a she. I don't know. Vamil. Look at this. This is a stealthy explorer. So basically, who moves like a cat. So basically, the rogue of the group. I like it. It's like this. Yeah, we have everything. We have a what's this? A ranger. We have a tank. We have a kind of like wizard, kind of cleric person. Then we have the wizard, and we have the rogue. So we have a tank. So we have everything we need. And then it's the same thing for basically for the science fiction. Just really quickly, science fiction. We have Vemel, stealthy explorer who moves like a cat. They're the same people. Look at this. No, they're not exactly the same people. Okay. Pelter, a sharp eye explorer who pilots starcrafts. Cool stuff. Hawa. Oh, shit. Okay. Grunket. It's basically Robocop. And then there is Aranos, exiled explorer who masters weaponry. I like this. I really, really, really like this. 5 sci-fi characters. 5 fantasy characters, a sci-fi adventure, a sci-fi character, full rules for the game, and all of that stuff, comes with a map for both the adventures. Oh my god, there's a lot in here. There is a lot in here. Okay, so yes. Two more things. The dice. I'm gonna say that these dice are a little like super standard. They're just like the most standard dice that you can get. It's a D20 and a D6. It's all you need for the Cypher system. Although you can also use a D100 every now and then, but it's a D20 and a D6. So yeah, there's a set of dice here. That's all you need. Put it in the middle of the table, and you got enough dice to play the game. Of course, you want more dice if you have more players. But even if you have like 10 players, you can play with like one set of dice, like D&D. You can just like give each other dice. And then there is a card deck, XP deck, Cypher System, XP deck, combat, interaction, miscellaneous. So there's there's 2 decks here, I think. Yes. There's the XP deck, which you can give people, I think, when they gain an XP. You can just like give them a card. And then every card has a GM tip on it. That's GM. It's okay to remind players of something they missed or forgot. You want them to find stuff and finish the adventure. It's a GM tip. Just like a random GM tip. It's like when you load up a game and there's like this gaming tip in the loading screen. Kind of feels like that, right? So it's a GM. It's an XP deck. And then there is the intrusion deck. So something happens. Somebody rolls a 1, so there's a GM intrusion. So you're like, pick a card, any card. And then you just do this. And if it's a combat thing, so it splits it up in combat, interaction, and miscellaneous. If it's a combat thing, the character accidentally hits themselves with their own weapon, inflicting 2 points of damage. If it's interaction, the NPC is in a bad mood or distracted due to the pain or a physical ailment. Aching feet, crick in the neck, stomach distress, and so on. Unless this is alleviated, interactions with the NPC are hindered by 2 steps. So, to summarize really quickly, what do we get when we buy the Cypher System starter set? By the way, there is an affiliate link in the description below. What do we get? We get a deck of cards with GM intrusions. We get a deck of cards with GM tips and XP. We get a set of dice, which is only 2 for the Cypher System. We get 2 maps, like 2 dungeon maps for the both the fantasy adventure in here and the Cypher System adventure in here. We get a cheat sheet and another cheat sheet. We get like a before you start little quick reference guide. We get 5 pre-made characters for the sci-fi adventure that is in here. We get 5 pre-made characters that is for the fantasy adventure that in here. We get a Game Master's book, 32 pages, which is a lot for the Cypher System. And then we get a player's book, which is the one you read first, with like player characters and ciphers and how to play the game and all of that stuff. And I think this is a really, 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 really decent package. I don't know exactly what it sets you back if you buy it, but if you are new to the Cypher System, or after getting burned out on the whatever system you're playing right now, and you want another system to play, and you want to look at the Cypher System, but you don't know where to start, I think this is a really, really good starting place. This is a really good starting place, and if you want to see me go deeper into the adventures that are in here, I would like to do a second video, but only if you are interested. So put it in the comments below, hit the thumbs up, subscribe under this video so the analytics tell me that you're interested in that. And until next video, bye-bye.